In case you fail to realize, the things you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people.
Hi, I'm Streamingwood, and today we'll be talking about the lore of Bloodborne. Bloodborne's lore is confusing, so if I do say anything in these videos that contradict some of the lore, please highlight it in the comments below, because I'm still struggling myself to figure out exactly the ins and outs of Bloodborne, where the other From Software games are a bit more straightforward. Bloodborne does kind of throw a few spanners in the works. But that is the joy of these kind of games, that they're always up for discussion and so many different people can have so many different opinions, and that's really how you learn and grow as hopefully a content creator. Bloodborne is a dark action role-playing game developed by From Software and directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki. It is set in a gothic city of Gehrman. Its lore is steeped in mystery, featuring themes of eldritch horror, cosmic entities, and the corrupting effects of a forbidden knowledge. The game doesn't explicitly explain its lore, leaving much to the player to interpret, but the following key elements can be pieced together from the story, environment, and various in-game text. The first aspect we're going to touch on is the Great Ones and the cosmos. The central force driving the events of Bloodborne is the existence of cosmic, godlike beings known as the Great Ones. These entities dwell in the cosmos and exist beyond human comprehension, representing the outerly world and incomprehensive reality. They are often associated with madness, mutation, and death. The Great Ones are believed to host vast knowledge and power, but interacting them leads to devastating consequences. The Moon Presence is the most important Great One in the game, being linked to the creation of the Hunters, the Healing Church, and the Beast Plague. The city of Gehrman is in the grip of a strange plague, which causes the inhabitants to transform into beasts. The plague is linked to the blood, which the Healing Church, a powerful religious organization, has used for centuries in an attempt to cure disease and extend life. The Healing Church leaders discovered a method of using Great One's blood, which they used to perform blood transfusions, curing illnesses but leading to horrific side effects and the transformation of humans into beasts. The church is built on the discovery of ancient cosmic knowledge, which it accesses through the pale blood, a special blood that ties directly to the Great Ones. This blood is tied to the Old Blood, a divine liquid that allows for both healing and corruption, making a double-edged sword. The Hunters and the Hunt. To combat the rampant beast plague, the Hunters were created. They were a group of elite warriors tasked with eradicating the beasts that terrorize Gehrman. However, they are also cursed by their connection to their Great Ones. The Hunters are infused with blood drawn from the Great Ones, granting them heightened abilities, but also causing them to suffer a gradual loss of sanity and humanity. The protagonist, known as the Hunter, enters Gehrman seeking a cure for their own mysterious affliction, and eventually becomes caught up in the nightmarish cycle of madness, death, and transformation. The Hunter's task is to end the plague of beasts, while uncovering the secrets of the Great Ones and the true nature of Gehrman. The Nightmare and the Dream. One of the key metaphysical aspects of Bloodborne is the distinction between the real world and the nightmare. The nightmare is an alternative reality, a twisted reflection of the waking world that is shaped by the presence of the Great Ones and their influence on the minds of mortals. It is through the Hunter's Dream, a metaphysical realm created by Gehrman, who was the first hunter, and the Moon Presence, that the player enters the nightmare. This dream acts as a base of operations where the hunters can receive guidance from Gehrman, interact with other NPCs, and upgrade their abilities. The hunter's dream is also a place where they are reborn after each death. Gehrman and the Moon Presence. Gehrman, the first hunter, is a key figure in the game's lore. He was originally a great and noble hunter who became the caretaker of the hunter's dream. Over time, however, he became more and more disillusioned and burdened by his endless task of hunting the beasts and ultimately wishes for an end to his existence. In the game's climax, the hunter learns that Gehrman was, in fact, a puppet of the moon presence, a great one that wishes to bind the player character to the role of a hunter forever, ensuring that the cycle of bloodshed and hunting never ends. The player must decide whether to take Gehrman's offer to end the nightmare or to defy the moon presence and become the new caretaker of the dream, replacing Gehrman. If you defeat Gehrman, you can hear his audio at the very end, calling out for his other friends to help end his nightmarish life. The Old Blood and the Eldritch influence. The discovery and use of the Old Blood by the Healing Church is a crucial part of the story. The Old Blood is a key to understanding how the Plague of Beasts came about. It was not only used to heal people, but also to open up portals to the Eldritch realm, connecting mortals to the Great Ones. This blood, however, is a catalyst for madness, driving the people of Gehrman to become beasts and corrupting the leaders of the Church. The Church's attempt to control power ultimately failed, leading to an ever-growing cycle of death and rebirth, as those who seek to challenge the Great Ones are either consumed by madness or turned into grotesque creatures. The Chalice Dungeons and the Hidden Truths. Scattered throughout the game are the Chalice Dungeons, a series of labyrinth areas that house ancient relics and provide further insight into the game's cosmic lore. These dungeons are built to explore deeper connections to the Old Blood, uncovering the truths that are too terrifying for most people to handle. They are filled with strange alien-like creatures and carry the knowledge of the Great Ones, which reveals the ultimate futility of the humanity's attempts to understand the cosmos. The dungeons are also hold the secrets of the Futermu, an ancient civilization that sought to commune with the Great Ones, only to be destroyed by the incomprehensible horrors they had unleashed. The endings and the nature of the hunter. The endings of Bloodborne reflect the consequences of the player's choices. In one ending, the hunter chooses to accept Gehrman's offer, ending the endless nightmare and becoming part of the dream. In another, the hunter rejects Gehrman's offer and defeats the moon presence, becoming the new caretaker of the dream. The final ending is the most tragic, where the player can transcend their mortal form, becoming something much greater and much more darker than a human, a true cosmic being forever trapped in the cycle of the hunt. In summary, Bloodborne presents a complex web of lore involving the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, the corrupting influence of the Great Ones, the psychic nature of existence, and the suffering that arises from mankind's desire to control that which should remain beyond understanding. The city of Gehrman, with its grotesque inhabitants, haunted history, and cosmic horrors, stands as a chilling reminder of the dangers inherent in chasing immortality and forbidden knowledge. The game's cryptic storytelling forces players to engage deeply with its world and piecing together the truths behind the surface, leaving much of its lore open to interpretation. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I know I only touched on each topic in a very, very brief overview, but I'm hoping in videos to come that I will touch on these 8 different topics and then possibly touch more onto characters involved with these topics. Anything up for discussion, please do leave it in the comment below. Whatever I said in this video could have been complete nonsense, so I really would like more insight from other people to see how they feel about it. Until next time, streaming was over and out.